reflecting.
Yep.
We're here. We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our little afternoon special here we've got going. I'm Ken Madden with Ciro. This is Lance Cougar. He's our general manager here. I'm one of the designers here at Ciro. And we're going to talk to you today about some taillights, specifically the Latitude Tail Light and license plate holder.
Yep.
These are, anyone who has motorcycles, especially these bagger types of bikes, know that the stock rear end lighting on these leaves a lot to be desired. You know, I think that we are all in agreement about that.
Pretty dim when you're getting pulled up on.
Exactly. So you want to be seen, you want to be safe, but you want to look cool doing it. So that is what the the Latitude is great at. We're going to start out with we've got three different models to show you right here, right now. One that is good old. This is the original one right here. This is the Street Glide, and I'll fire it up here for you. It's got Light Strike technology in it, and the Light Strike, it basically is an app that I'm going to go over in detail in a few minutes, but we're going to show you right here about the lights itself. So it's, when you bolt it on, it's a run, turn, and brake light. It's super bright. These are also DOT compliant, so you can drive with confidence that they're going to be bright enough for you. They're available in black and chrome. Also, they're you can get a red lens or a light smoke lens.
It's really light to make, yes.
And how many holes you got to drill to put this in?
0.
None. That's right.
None.
So this is like shopping network.
Yes.
So what you're seeing on the screen right now, for some of you guys that are on some of these apps right now, you can see that there's a this is our whole kit. So it's a complete kit. It comes with the light, all the mounting hardware, all the wiring you need. It's all plug and play, so there's not going to be any splicing going on. And this is across the board on all of them. We've done it that way for a reason, to make it easy for you. And like I said, there's no drilling. You just you simply unbolt your tail light, your stock one, and you bolt this on, plug it in, and it's good to go.
Yeah, you don't have to take your fender off. You don't have to take your tire off. You can do it all by just sliding your hand up between the tire and the fender. It's a little snug, but a lot of people, they put it on without any issues.
Correct. So if you're one of those people that have a street glide or a road glide special. Yep, taking a minute there. You just have those two 1157 bulbs like they used in the 1956 Chevy, shining in the back. They're really hard to see and they're really dim. This replaces that, and let me show you some of the turn signal. So go ahead and hit the turn signal there for me, Lance. So as you can see, that turn signal there, it's amber right now. You can also change it to red, which we have a special segment we're going to show you about all that stuff. But so there's your turn signal, and then you also got brake. And as you can see, it's super bright. I mean, we've got the temperature actually turned way down on the lighting right now too, so you can see it, and it's still blowing out the camera. So you're really going to be noticed with these lights quite a long distance away.
And what you're seeing is one of the options you get when you're holding the brake.
Right. This is called the brake burst. So if you hold the brake for a certain amount of time, it'll begin flashing, and wait till you see the various different flashing modes you
Oh,
can
there's
do,
so many.
which I'll be able to show you again in a second. So this is just a little teaser of that. So again, thank you for watching this. We're going to keep going here. I will say, if you have any questions about anything we're talking about, we've got someone monitoring the comments section on all the platforms. So no matter where you're watching, if you have a question, go ahead and type it in, and we'll shoot up a flare, and we'll try to get that question answered for you in real time. So this is the Street Glide one. It really does. It lays down beautifully. It's a
Low profile.
low profile. It's probably the single biggest transition you could do to the back of your motorcycle as far as styling. It really has that full custom look.
You have the low profile license plate, curved to match your fender. It all just lines right up. It has the lights to light up your license plate. It all just goes on so simple and clean.
Yep, and just plugs right in. Boom, just like that. So you just, if you can put in a light bulb, you can install this. It's really very, very simple to do. And what do we do for warranties on these?
All of our lighting comes with a limited lifetime warranty on all the LEDs.
Yep.
So we've got you covered on all that stuff. Yeah, we just call our tech department. They'll help you out if there's a problem.
Right. And should you have questions about any of these things, we've got a tech department, like you mentioned. We also
right here in the U.S., Wisconsin,
in this building. They're standing right over there. You're going to talk to a real person. And like I said, I'm one of the designers here. We have questions. We all work together on this stuff. So when you have a question asked with a tech person, they can go directly to the person who designed the part and say, hey, what about this or what about that? How can we do this? Will it work on this? Will it work on that? Our website has full fitments and everything listed on
Full
there.
fitness, instructions, everything.
Videos.
Videos, yep.
Yep. And so you can also, if you're while if you're watching on YouTube, we've got all the videos on YouTube as well. Plus, we have links to them on the website.
Yeah,
And time that it takes to put on. So if you're wondering about any of our products, when you go
yeah.
down into the
Technical support on our website, right under each item. It scroll down there. It has all the times it takes roughly to put it on.
Yep. And we timed it as the average person, the average guy in his garage that's somewhat handy with a set of tools and
Yeah.
it knows how to do one a thing or two, can put it on. So if it's a half an hour, it's going to take you half an hour.
Yeah, it's not like we geared it with all of our technicians and decided to say, well, they can do it in 15 minutes, so we're going to say 15 minutes. We don't do that.
Right. We
We
do
give
it. We do it for the person that's never done it before, and we do design everything to be as easy to assemble as at all possible. So that's what we've got going on here. So there's the Street Glide version. Again, this was our first one. We've had this light out for years, so it is tried and true and proven. The light strike technology is not brand new to us. It's been in development for 6 or 7 years. I think we released it 5 years ago, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
So you can trust that it's been around for a while. We've sold quite a
very
few of them.
very easy interfaces. You'll see in just a little bit.
Yes, and there's multiple lights that work with it, so it's not just the Latitude. We're just talking about the Latitude today, but there are other lights that work with it too. And just as simple, it all plugs and plays, and you'll have a central hub that you can get to it all, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So that is and this one's got the black with red lens on it. And when we turn the light off here, it'll go off, and as you can see, it'll do the flash just like the Harleys do on their normal thing. Usually they do it. That
This bike didn't want to
this
do it.
bike didn't want to do it. It'll do a flash eventually later when we're talking. But like I said, they're black, and this one has a red lens. Some of the other ones have a smoked lens, which I'm gonna demonstrate that one in a little bit. But let's move over now to the Ultra. So the Ultra, this is our Ultra Limited here. This one, as you take a look here, let me fire this up so we can see what it looks like. There we go. So, well, we've got a lot of lighting on here, guys. So we're going to focus right down here on this. But if you know on your Ultra, you have that license plate that's way up on top. It's hard to see. And, you have the same light that's been on the Harleys since, boy, the 70s at least. It seems like that style of light.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Maybe even before.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a cool looking light for the classic. But if you want more light that you can be seen, as we mentioned before, someone's coming rolling up on you, you want to be able to know that they're going to see you there. Also, this one has a license plate, of course, because they all have the license plate frame attached. But let me show you a little bit what this one looks like. I'm going to walk up the camera just slightly here. So this is your unit. So this part here that you're seeing, this is the stock piece that's on your bike. So your lens attaches to this stock piece that's on your bike right now. And what this will do, you just unbolt your lens and take the light off with one little plug in. You plug this in, and there's
You
another.
just have to pull one bolt off
Yeah,
of your stock one, and it just bolts right back
and
in.
this bolts back. I mean, this really is about a 5 or 6 minute install. It's really, really quick. Which is
Again, it's all plug and play. It's all just
Yep,
simple installation.
and ready to go. And also, if you'll notice on these, like you can see especially in the picture, and for you guys that are online, I'll show you up there. It hides the bolts. So if you look at the picture that you see on screen, the bolts themselves are hidden, as you can see on all the bikes. It hides the holes and stuff like that. So if you have a plate that's all mangled up because you had to, sometimes you have to cut the corners to get it to fit. This is going to cover all that up and be a super clean look. And again, this is on all of the Latitudes, on all three versions that we're going to be showing you today.
Yeah, this one's also available in chrome, black, red lens, light smoke lens. Uh,
Exactly. Now you're going to have, let's hit some turn signals here. So as you can see, this one has a turn going. Let's see, I'm on that side over there. So this is amber. You can also control it to be red, which I'll show you in a moment. And of course, you've got your brake light too. And this one also has the brake burst. So as you can see, it does that. Now we can also take it so you can make it so it pauses in between, and so it won't flash every single time.
yeah,
You know,
it's cool down mode, which we'll show you here just
hmm
shortly.
hmm
The cool down mode gives you a lot of different options to get that annoying flash when you're in front of somebody and it's going off all the time. You can actually put a cool down timer in there that just
Right.
makes it a lot more user friendly and Doesn't annoy the people behind you.
And we did that because we were annoying ourselves in development
Correct.
as we were testing all this product that we're driving around. Like, hey, wouldn't it be nice on the light flash on the strobe of the back of the lights, which is great to have. If you're in traffic and everyone's seeing you anyway, can it be a fact that we can say maybe it doesn't do it every time? So there's a timer you set, and that's what Lance was talking
Yeah.
about. The timer that you set, and it'll just be a normal brake light for a little while. Then after that certain amount of time that you adjust, anywhere from I think it's 0 to 30 seconds, I
30
believe,
seconds. Yep.
which gives you plenty of time and to make it so you're not driving everyone crazy behind you. So we really did think of that because we noticed it. So we said, oh, if we noticed it,
Somebody else's.
someone else can notice it too.
Yeah.
So this is the Ultra, and the beauty of this, the fitment on this is it's quite robust.
It is. It goes all the way back to, I believe, '09
Yep.
and present. What's nice is for the person that has made a detachable tour pack, they've taken their tour pack and decided to have it come on and off as needed.
You've lost this light now.
You lost that light. You lost your license plate mount. We put it all into one simple unit here, allowing it just to stay on your bike. You don't have to move your license plate around. It's clean, it's simple.
And for you custom guys out there that want to just do you want to do a chop tour pack or something like that, the easy removable one. This is a one-stop shop, bolted to your fender, and you go. You've got run, turn, brake, everything you need right there, plus all of the lights.
And again, it's DOT compliant.
DOT compliant, so it's you're gonna be safe on the road, and people will be able to see you.
Yeah.
So this is the Ultra, and is everyone out there have any questions or anything? Go ahead and shoot them in there. We're happy to answer. And I think next up we're going to talk about the Indian, and I think we'll have Lance kind of show you some of the Indian version of this. So this will be coming out soon. It's not available quite yet, but we wanted to show you guys as long as we're talking about it here. Indians, as these bikes have grown in popularity, they're great motorcycles. We're fortunate enough to have a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
so we get to ride and test everything. But I'm going to hand it over here to Lance, and he's going to tell you all about the Indian, and I'll turn it on for you.
I got it.
You got it. There you go.
That's it. So when we developed all these, and we didn't have the Indians yet, so we came out when we went and got one of these. One of the things we said, we need to figure out a way to get one of our Latitudes on the Indian chassis, so it fits the Chieftains, most Chieftains, and Pursuit chassis. It's a simple, clean setup again, like the other ones, but it has its own casted body, and it also has its own license plate frame and backing. We did not use the components from the Harleys. This has its own. The only thing that's really almost the same is the light fixture itself. It has all the same technologies built into it, but we had to decode all these bikes and make sure all the lights worked like they should with unique wiring of the Indians. So you have, again, you have chrome, you have black, you have red lens, you have the smoke lens, and it's nice and clean. So we have the light itself is nice and small. It has its gasket, complete wiring, the plug and play harness that you see here plugs in right underneath the seat. And then also we are nice and we include all of these nice zip ties that go right onto the studs inside your fenders to hold all the lights in place. So you can include, I think, 6 of these with the kit. Again, your harness, your light. Ran out of hands. And then we have your license plate with the light built into it up on top, I'm sorry. And it plugs right into the bottom of our light. So it's nice, clean setup, simple installation. Installation is simple, just like all these. No cutting, no dicing. It just bolts right in. So Ken right here, he has all types of great lighting stuff to show you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be I'll be out of picture here, but why don't we do this? I'm set to go here to show you a little bit of an explanation of the light strike, and with that, what you're seeing on the screen there, on some of you guys are watching, you have the central hub, in our Light Strike app, as well as our Shock and Awe apps on there. The Central Hub's something new for us. We've decided as we're developing more and more apps that it makes a lot of sense to have these apps in one place. So that's the Central Hub. So what you're going to see as I'm working this light is you're going to see me in real time working what the app does. So we're going to start out here. I'm going to fire up the light by just turning my power on here, and it's going to run animation as it gets started. And then as you can see in the Central Hub there, I'm going to hit the light strike button, and that's going to bring us into the different lights that you can see. So as you can see on my screen, you've got a latitude. That's this one right here that we're talking about. There's the trunk light on the limited and the ultra light on the limited, because those are all on, so it sees them. Now, once you've mated yourself to one of these lights, you can shut it off so that no one else can get to it. So you wouldn't see these if they had the if you had it locked in there. But so let's just go into our latitude light here, and I'll show you some of what we can do here. So basically in the app, what you've got here is the top shows you your battery voltage, which is fantastic. So you know what it's going to do, and or what your battery life is at, your voltage at the moment. The power on animation, that's what you just saw. So you can go to none, and that means you turn the bike on and the power just comes on like normal. But you've got on this one, and we won't go through all 12, but let's go through a few of them here because they're kind of fun. So when you start the bike up, it'll do that animation. It'll dim out and then just go to a regular running light. So there's one of them. There's, like I said, there's multiples of them, multiples, and they're really cool. So again, when you're just starting your bike up, think about when you're in a dark parking lot or parked out in the street somewhere, you just turn the bike on. Instead of just having the light turn on, it can be doing something like that. That really is going to grab attention and people are going to see you. I'll be honest, it's cool at the bar too. But so here's some of the other animations you can do. I can also, let's see, we can move the run brightness can move up and down. It's a little tricky on camera to show that, but you can take the run brightness here and slide that up and slide it back down, and it changes the run brightness. The brake brightness and the turn brightness stay the same. We always want those to be as bright as possible so that you're always going to be able to be seen. So there's a run animation. So this is kind of fun. So this run animation, when you turn that on, like I just did, it'll give you an attention. It says, the use of animation patterns will drive in. Basically, it's a disclaimer that makes you think a minute and say, do I really want to have this thing flashing going down the road? You probably don't. But this is a great for parades, for just, if you're on, pro, professional driver on a closed course, that kind of thing. So I'll just hit accept right that. And what this is going to do is this is going to run through multiple it'll just keep running through the different animations, and you can adjust the speed of the animations, how often they come, which animations you pick. It's fully programmable, which is a lot of fun to do. And again, the animation brightness, that can be all adjusted, all right here, as you see in the app itself. So it's very simple and very straightforward to do. There's an explanation down there. We always have if you have questions, our tech lines are ready to answer those questions at any time. And there's even an email. You can email the questions direct from the app, so you don't even have to go out to the app.
Yeah, and to remember that once you shut the bike off, it turns that mode back off and goes back to whatever setting you had it at last.
Correct. So every time you shut the parade mode, basically, sort of what we call it, the animation, it's going to go back to the default settings. So you never have to worry about, oh, is it running back there? Turn the bike off, turn it back on. It'll ask you. You'll have to actually make it do that. So moving on to some of the other things we can do some of the turn signal modes and things like that. You can have just a regular turn signal, or you can have it do other things. And let me get here. I have to get a little creative with my setup here because we don't have this actually attached to a motorcycle. It's sitting on a table. But here's some of the turn signal things we can do here. So this is just again, see how that's amber? Well, I can also make that red. That simply, just by hitting red, amber. The other thing we can do is there's a strobe turn effect at the end. So it'll do that strobe. Oh, we're gonna have to show you that one on the bike because I don't have it set up here with the right turn signal setting. My fault, guys. Sorry about that. But here's just some different ones. Again, amber, red. So there's a lot of different versions of this lighting that you can do. That's you can adjust it to your tastes, but it all is designed to make you more visible, at the same time have a really cool look to your bike. So the next thing we were talking about is brakes. So the brake animation, right now there's none. So right now, if I just hit the brakes, what you're seeing there is just, that's the brake, brake, right? Just turn it on. But I can turn on the brake animation for 1, and this is going to give me flashes. Let's see here if we're going to do that. We have to do that one on the bike too. We're not getting flashes on that due to the fact that I've got this kind of cobbled up here from the thing. But what you can do is you can adjust your flashes so when you hit the brake, it'll flash once, twice, up to 3 times.
Cooldown timer.
And, and it's on a time. What?
Cooldown timer.
Oh, here we go. So let me check here. We're going to look at this cooldown timer. I'm going to take that right down to nothing. Let's try this again so we can get that to flash. There we go. Look at me. So as you can see, it's flashing 3 times right here. So if remember if you were watching before, we mentioned the cooldown timer so you could make it so you don't drive your people crazy. That just bit me. So that's what that was. I actually had it set too high. Sorry about that, everybody. That was completely my fault. So anyway, as you can see, you can flash it 3 times. I can make that frequency a lot faster. I can make it slower, and I can move that up to 5 times if I want to flash 5 times. Now, what we're talking about, the right now, the cool down time is set at 0. So every time I hit it, it's going to do that flashing. So say you're behind this guy in traffic, and he's doing this, right? That's going to make you crazy. Here's the cooldown time. I'm going to set it to 8 seconds. Now, you hit that, and if I hit it within that 8 seconds, it's just a brake light. So if you're in traffic, it's just going to be like that. As you go along, you can wait after we've gone 8 seconds and things like that. You've gone to the next light, maybe you're out of traffic. You're still it'll that point it'll go back to flashing. So you can adjust that as needed, the frequency, all that kind of thing. Other things it does. So we're going to go to brake animation 2. Now you see that it kind of goes from the center out, and this doesn't. You don't have the cooldown time on the flashers on this because you don't really need it. It's not flashing and blinking like that. So that's going to give you just a really neat look. In number 3, we'll see what this one.
Okay, cooldown timer.
Yep, cooldown time off. There we go. So that starts in the middle and flashes its way out. So anything that flashes, we put a cooldown time on. If it doesn't have the flash and just a spread like that, it's just a little animation. We left it off. So we're also now going to talk about the brake burst mode. It just beat me in a little bit. So as I hit this and I hold it, now it goes into this brake burst mode. So as you're sitting there with your brakes on, it'll start doing that. And again, you can do the frequency. You can adjust the frequency. You can adjust the speed of it. You can also adjust it to do different things. So there's just your tips. This is kind of a wig wag. And let's see what number 3 here is. It's kind of a Night Industries.
Cyclops.
Night Industries 2000 kind of feel to it without getting into any copyright problems. So there's there's 5 different versions of it. Again, with the wig wag, and we'll go back to the 5th one there. That's the one we started out with. And again, once you hit the brake, it's not going to do that every time. It's after you hold it for a little bit. So as you see right now, I've got the burst delay at 3 seconds. If I set that to 12 seconds, you'll sit there with just your regular brake light on like that. And after 12 seconds, it'll start doing this burst. It all depends on your style of driving, where you're riding, what you feel like, how you feel like being seen. So usually I set it about 12 to 15 seconds on mine because I just like to, you don't want to go off all the time, but on those, say it's a late night and you're sitting stopped out in the country, and there's a lot of country roads out by where we are, and you can't see. Well, if you can sit there and the car's coming up behind you, coming in hot a quarter mile away, they're going to see that flashing going right there, and you're going to be noticed more than just the plain straight tail light. So that's the brake burst. Some of the turn signal options. Of course, we've got red or amber that you can make the turn signals. Let's move back down into the app a little bit more, just get a little deeper in there.
You can also do startup functions in red and amber.
Yes, the startup functions can be red and amber as well. So what we've got down here now is we scroll down here through our Bastard Brake Boost. There's the Bluetooth name, so you can rename it to whatever you want. This one's just named Latitude, as you saw in the beginning when we started. Some of them called Latitude Limited and Indian and Street. You can name whatever you want. That's password protected. The password in the beginning is the same password for everybody. It's 6 zeros, and that gets you into the app, and from there you can change it to whatever you want.
And we do have help if you forget your password. There's a sequence that you do to get back into it.
Yes, so you're never stuck with it doing something you don't want to do and you can't get into your phone. Just give us a call. We'll teach you how to do it. And so next, I talked about the bind. So I'm going to read this right to you. It says, for the guys that don't have it on screen, it says, when the when the connection is made, the phone is already tied to the light. The future connections will no longer require a password unless you unbind it. So it makes it so that you have bound your phone to the light, and no one else can get in there. You can clear all the devices. You can return to factory settings, firmware versions. We do update this regularly because as motorcycles change these days, things are getting more and more complicated with CAN bus systems and all the electronics. We designed this lighting so that it can be adjusted, so that we can adjust our app, and you can update the firmware in the light through the app. And it's really easy. It usually just takes a matter of a minute or so. So
Yep.
it's very simple. You just turn the bike on, it'll say, oh, there's an update. You hit update, boom, it updates. You don't have to think about it. And the app is, of course, free.
Always is.
So if you want to see
And
what
the updates.
if you want to look at the app, you can go download the app now, even when there's no light. It won't see anything, but you can look at the pretty front page anyway. But
Yes.
again, this app is going to be, this Light Strike app has many lights that it does affect. And the Latitude is just, this is one it's really our flagship for the
Yeah.
Harleys and now for the Indians as well.
It's really popular.
So you get different information on there. As you go through the app, it's just a really easy way to control your lighting and have something that's very, very different. We're the only ones out there that have an app controlled light that does what this thing does.
And what people have to remember when you use the app, some of these companies that build a light, you have to go back into the app every time you turn your bike on, and you have to adjust the light to where you had it. Ours, remembers exactly where you had it every time you turn your bike on. So it's always going to go back to the way you left it last. Unlike a lot of our competitors out there that try to do something similar, they just don't have the technology.
And this was a long time. We spent about 18 months in development with this. Just, hey, what if this? What if this? What? And there was no what ifs that we couldn't figure out. Some of the what ifs took a little longer,
Yep.
and some of the new bikes were a real challenge with some of the electronics and the signals we needed. But we got to figure it out. It's what we do. And we pride ourselves in trying to bring the most technologically advanced, highest quality at a reasonable price lighting that is in the market. And so far, I think we've
We've nailed it.
accomplished that.
Yeah, we've
And
nailed it.
this has been a very popular light. Again, as Lance mentioned earlier, with limited lifetime warranty on the LEDs, all that kind of stuff. You buy it, as long as you own it there, it's covered should anything go wrong.
Yeah.
And these lights have been really trouble-free. Like I said, these have been out for a while yet. And it's just with all of the products that we have in lighting products, sometimes we have to focus on one because it gets lost in the sea of the other lights we have. But this really is, I tell people, if you're going to do one lighting change to the back of your Street Glide or Ultra, this is the best bang for the buck.
It's our flagship light.
Yeah.
For the back of the bike.
Exactly. So with that, let me see here. I think we can move back over to there if we have any other questions. And maybe Lance, if you can talk a little bit about how to get a hold of us. If you do have a question about lighting or any other product, we've got a team always waiting for you. So I'll let you go in on that. So, yep, while you're talking about that, go ahead and let's.
So
We talking about that.
you can always reach us on the phone at 715-808-0027, or you can reach us on the internet. You can reach us at tech support at Ciro3D.com, or you can reach us at sales at Ciro3D.com, and any one of them get all your questions answered for you, get you all hooked up with the right information.
So as Lance is discussing that, I just want to show you guys, as we talked about what it does for the back of your bike. Now, this is the typical Street Glide, Road Glide custom fender. You see how tight this is to the fender. This really does hug the fender very, very snugly. And what you're getting there is just a super, super custom look. And a lot of guys that are building custom bikes are using this light for that very reason. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need for lighting and to be legal on the street. So look at that nice flat against the fender. I'll put my hand here for reference. I mean, my thumb is thicker than the license plate against it, yet it's not touching. So it really is a cool piece. So again, that is For all your fitment information and stuff, you want to go to Ciro3D.com and just look up Latitude. You just type in Latitude for the search
Yep,
and it'll pop up.
it'll bring up a few different latitudes we have. It'll bring up one for the Indians, the Ultra, the Street Glide, the Road Glide. We got you covered on all those bikes.
Exactly. So with that, I want to walk over here and talk with Lance here, so we're on the same place.
Make sure you always look for the Ciro branded boxes. See your local dealer.
Yep.
Or see us at Ciro3D.com.
Yep. Exactly.
And rallies, man. We're at all the rallies, major rallies. We're at like 11 rallies a year.
Yep.
So stop at Sturgis if you're at Sturgis, Daytona, Panama, Laconia, all those type of rallies. We're out there supporting the sport.
Yep, exactly. So stop by and say hi. It's a great time to go and look and touch and feel and see what things look like.
We got demo bikes there to look at.
Yep. So all of our new products are coming out, and as always, product development is what we do here. There's no off season for product development here. That's what we've built this. When we started this 11 years ago, we started with 0 products literally on fold out plastic plastic picnic tables with a computer on there, and came up with new ideas. It's myself and 2 other designers, and of course the company owner, and we've just grown it from there. So we appreciate all of everything you guys have done, and we really appreciate you being customers of ours. And we just want to make sure that we're constantly bringing you the products you want at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
So with that, thanks again for watching. Again, if you have any other questions, go ahead and type them in the comments. And if we don't get to them live right this second, we can answer them later. So I'm Ken with Ciro.
I'm Lance with Ciro.
And thanks for watching.